Hello, welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, it's the end of the weekend. I hope you've had a great time. And thank you for joining me for another one of my daily Bitcoin price action analysis videos. Right, let's get straight into the business. Let's go straight into the business end. Okay, so CME closed the week out at 64,250, and it looks like Bybit's going to close out its week in a similar manner, basically right on the middle of the range. This is my predefined range, which basically takes on the all-time high and then the lowest point of this consolidation period. So it's a rather big range from basically 56.5 all the way up to 74. And Bitcoin's been there now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks. That is a long time. But yes, it's neither broken above nor down below either of those two figures I mentioned earlier. And I don't see it doing either of those things in any time soon. What is significant now, and I've been referring to this in the last few videos, is where the next weekly high or low shows its face. And for this to look good, rather than an M formation, which it does look a bit like at the moment, you'd want to see a weekly high or low coming in, I would say without any weekly closures below this weekly closure here. So 61, but you could have wicks down to, well, anywhere really, but ideally no wicks below 60,000, but no weekly closures below 61.5 or whatever it is on the exchange that you're using. But this candle here, which was the first week of May. So that's what I'd like to see. The other couple of lines I've got on the chart just represent, this is another daily, just representing the downtrend on the daily that is currently in place. And this is the line I'd like to see Bitcoin get some support at, really at a daily and weekly time frame. So you don't want to see too many daily closures below there. You don't want to see any weekly closures below there, but you can certainly have some wicks below there. That's obviously if you're looking for more upside and continuation of the bull market that has been in existence now for quite some time. Even if you take it as the midpoint of this consolidation period, so December 2022, no weekly lower highs since December 2022, and that kind of defines a bull market really. Not always, but it's very much a convenient metric to apply. Now, lower time frames, there's not been much change from yesterday, I'm afraid to say. Bitcoin's pulled down a little bit, but to see that in any meaningful way, you have to jump into the 15-minute time frame. So pretty low time frames indeed. This was when I was doing my video yesterday, it was just sideways, even down to a 15-minute. It had a stab at breaking back above these highs, but indeed didn't do so, and then made a small move down, and then it's bounced a little bit from basically 64,000. So still low volatility on any of the more meaningful time frames, i.e. 4 hour and above, along the same thread of analysis that I've been talking about over the last few days, the 4-hourly MACD has continued to overall rise. What does that mean? Well, I use it as a momentum indicator, and that means that the momentum, even though it's still to the downside, and clearly price has been moving to the downside, the momentum is starting to wane in that direction. The closer this MACD gets to the zero line, the less downside momentum there is, in my opinion. And then when it crosses the zero line, which hopefully it will do without too much more downside, then there'll be a switch in momentum back to the upside. So, wow, I feel like it hardly took a breath there. 5 minutes into the video. See if I can move that stupid thing out of the way. You can't see that, but I talk about it all the time. It's just some control bar for the video, and it really gets in the way. Just while I'm thinking about it, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, that would be absolutely marvelous, because I would appreciate the more subscribers that I can get. Yeah, and if you're going to do one of those things, just do a subscription. That would be marvelous. It's a new channel, and the more subscribers, the better. Obviously, when you're starting out. Even though I've done over 100 videos now, but that's because I do one every day. What else have I got to say? It's similar with regards to like continuation of trend or not. Continuation of trend to the downside really is back below 60. 4 hour daily closure is back below 63.3, which is basically this current low that you can see on the 4 hour and probably daily. I don't know if you can see on the daily. Well, it's that wick low there, but it's more obvious on the as a low on the 4 hour. It does correspond to these two highs here, so no surprising that there was some support, but indeed the trend is still to the downside, and so maybe on this next move down that support will be broken. If indeed it does, then it's probably another couple of $1,000 move down from there. I do want to see Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin's chance, in my humble opinion, anywhere here to reverse, put in the signs of reversal, and then indeed shift momentum back to the upside for another move. If it's going to put in a weekly higher low here. Obviously, if it doesn't do that, then you won't see the signs of reversal. And the signs of reversal are generally there to see on the time frames of sort of 4 hour and above. Like, for example, if we just switch to a daily. So you can see, so this move up here. So move up, move up, move up. Significant pullback, followed by what then was a failed higher high. So this is a failed higher high. This is also a failed higher high. But the difference between these two is that was a higher low compared to that one. So this was the writing on the wall with regards to, and you only know this is a failed higher high really when the price got back below this area. So it's from this point onwards that significant uptrend ceased to be the case, and then there was a trending move down. And with regards to this move to the upside, this was the key area. So instead of Bitcoin having made this high, coming back and closing back down below this low, it turned back to the upside. This became a higher low when the price got back above this high. So it all sounds a bit confusing, but all it is just price action analysis based on trend and then areas of significance. But I use the areas of significance for trading rather than just describing price action. And then there's a move to the upside, and then again there's a high here. This whole thing was a kind of low. This then became an equivalent high, which when price came back down to these areas looked very much like a failed higher high compared to this one. And yes, indeed, price action then came down further to the downside, and so that was a change in trend. Ooh. So you're looking for something similar to happen in this section of the chart. I say you are. You might not be. You might be short, and you might be going, "Get down, Bitcoin, get down." But most people want Bitcoin to at least make one more meaningful move to the upside before we can call the end on this bull market. And so to do that really needs to turn back up to the upside on all the meaningful time frames. All right, there you go. That's 9.5 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you got some value out of this content. And just let me remind you one more time, please subscribe. That would be marvelous. And if you've enjoyed it, then come back tomorrow, because I'll be doing Monday, and that'll be a fresh week, hopefully, of opportunities for us all. Take care, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.